Everything I've loved in this world, and even the curse that fell on me too.
Hello everybody, Infernape Shinjo here, welcome back to the channel, and today I am going to be ranking Ash's Pokemon. So, clearly, Ash has had a lot of Pokemon, not looking at anybody in particular, but he has so many mons that I figured that I should rank them. And I don't know if it's actually on the screen right now, but this is up to date with Journeys, so there may be spoilers involved if you're not caught up to Journeys, if you're a couple episodes behind or you're watching the dub. Now, this could be all out of date if Ash gets another mon on his team, but, you know, I'm just going to roll with it. And for some reason, Bulbasaur is down here in the middle row. I don't know, I'm going to try and go by order of region, but if I can't, then I can't. And these were the tiers that I was left with, and I don't feel like moving them around, so I'm just going to roll with it. So I feel like we should start with... Oh, there he is. I was worried they didn't have Pikachu on here. Pikachu is a bit of a mixed bag, because he's a mon where... he definitely has some good wins against Dragonite owned by Drake, but also some weird matches where he lost against Trip Snivy, and he tied with the Latios in the Sinnoh League. I would say Pikachu's a good tier. I'd say very solid good. Middle of the road is pretty solid because there are some awesome moments that Pikachu has, like learning Volt Tackle in the Battle Frontier. But there are also some moments that I wasn't a fan of, like, obviously, like I just mentioned, Trip, Snivy, but also, most recently in Journeys, where Pikachu got jealous of Ash's Riolu. That was a bit of a weird episode. But, yeah, it was okay. So, who did he get next? I'm trying to go in order, but I'm just gonna go with Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's very solid. I think I'm putting Bulbasaur above Pikachu. I don't know if that's blasphemous to say, but I love Bulbasaur. The fact that Bulbasaur had his own little episode dedicated to why he doesn't want to evolve was just great. And even, I mean, Bulbasaur's not exactly the best battler, but he wins when it counts, to be fair. And Squirtle? Where's Squirtle even at right now? Because I know that he was on the firefighting squad, but I don't remember where he's at right now. He's probably at Oak's Lab, but he was probably in the episode where Ash reunites in Journeys, but I don't remember. I actually think Squirtle's gonna go there as well. Amazing. Yeah, because, well, am I being biased towards the Kanto starters? I may be, but I'm probably going to change these mons around the more I'm thinking about it. So let's finish up with Charizard. And Charizard, he's the only mon of Ash's in Kanto that didn't obey him. Actually, I think it's the only mon of his that didn't obey him in general, outside of, like, Blaze Chimchar. I think Charizard's going to go in the good tier as well, right next to Pikachu, because it makes sense. Because I know I've seen posts online about how Charizard is a representation of Damien with being disobedient and stuff like that, and that's why that's why I didn't listen to Ash, or also because he didn't legitimately win his badges. I don't know. It might be all of that, but it's just that after all of that and you just ditch him in Johto, I don't know. Still kind of weird. But anyway, Tauros, and I'm just going to rank the one Tauros he uses in battle, like anybody could tell a difference. I don't know. Tauros as a mon is cool. I love the design. But as Ash's mon, I think it's going to go in meh. And I think, actually, where is he? Yeah, I think Muck, and I know I saw him, Kingler. I think that's all of Ash's Kanto. Let me double check over the list one more time. Okay. Primeape, yeah. I'm putting Primeape there as well. Butterfree? I'm leaving Butterfree. I think I saw Pidgeot somewhere? There's Pidgeot. Yeah, I think that's all. Well, Snorlax. I'll save Snorlax and Lapras because they're Orange Islands, technically. But yeah, Tauros, Muck, Kingler, Primeape, and Pidgeot all just fall into the unfortunate tier of meh, mainly because they weren't shown enough. Like, Tauros gets battles every once in a while. Muck got one battle in the Indigo League. Same with Kingler. Primeape didn't even get one full episode dedicated to it, arguably. He just got shipped off in the very same episode. And Pidgeot, it evolved, and you never got to see it actually as a Pidgeot battle. Unfortunately, I think lack of screen time is what's keeping me from putting them above. Because I'm realizing that I should rank them based off of the Pokemon and the screen time that it had, rather than the design. Because the design would be a much different story for me. But let's go with Butterfree, because I talked about it. I think Butterfree is good as a first fully evolved Mon of Ashes, and a very tearful goodbye was really nice. I think if it would have actually battled more and been sticking around more, it would be more impactful. But actually, here's an idea. Save Butterfree to get sent off in Johto. That would be more impactful, I feel. Because it would be Ash's first capture. Oh, I was asking about what Ash caught first. That's right. Oh well. Anyway, let's go with Lapras and Snorlax. I think Lapras is going to go in meh as well, but at the very top. Because it's a similar case with the other ones, but Lapras actually got to battle more. And Lapras is honestly more memorable as an Ashmon than the other ones. Although you could argue Pidgeot. Snorlax? I think I'm actually going to put Snorlax in amazing. Because, first of all, me and my dumb, however old I was, year-old brain, didn't realize when I was watching the Battle Frontier episode where he brought Snorlax back, I never knew up to that point that normal was weak against fighting. I never knew that, and that episode taught me something that day. But also Snorlax hydro pumping the ground, lifting up in the air, and body slamming the Medicham was just amazing. That's just really cool. So next we have Johto. Where's Bayleaf? Because that's the first one I'm going to rank. I think Bayleaf's going to go in good. Mainly because, and I'm noticing this now because of Liam's WTF videos, which you should watch, by the way. Shameless plug. Although it's not really a shameless plug because it's not my videos. But the fact that Chikorita is always rubbing up against Ash and always infatuated with him is kind of unsettling when you think about it in the context of the internet. But yeah, Bayleaf isn't bad. As a design, it's very solid, but it's just there. Where's Quilava? I think... I'm wondering, should I put you in amazing or should I put you in good? I think I'm gonna put you in good above Charizard. Yeah, that's fair. Because it's the only Mon of Ashes that he got rid of, brought back in the Sinnoh League that evolved. So that's really cool. And his battle against Nando was pretty cool as well. Totodile, this is gonna pain me to actually do this, but I think Totodile is gonna go in good. I would love to put him in amazing or even best, but I have to separate my personal opinions on these Mons. And Totodile, he was just kind of there. Now, I like his personality about joking around and stuff, but a lot of the time when Totodile battled, it was just kind of a joke, which makes sense for Totodile, but it just really never got huge development. Like, I would have loved to see it evolve at least to Croconaw. That would have been pretty cool, but it never happened. And unfortunately, Bayleaf and Cyndaquil are the only ones that get to evolve, and Totodile is left in the dust. Not bitter about it or anything. Let's go with Donphan next, because I'm seeing Donphan right here. Donphan's an interesting case where it was obtained late in Johto, and it came back in Battle Frontier and evolved. It's just good. It's okay. Not anything that I would put in the amazing tier. It's fine. Donphan had like one battle against Pike Queen Lucy, and I think that's about it. Although it's a nice little callback to Ash facing a Donphan in the first Pokemon movie, if that was intended. So next for Johto, I know he has more Johto mons. We have the Shiny Noctowl. Yeah? Do I want to put you in amazing? I think I'm going to put you in good, just at the very cusp of good. Because I like the idea of Ash getting the Shiny, first of all. And also, Ash using Noctowl to fight Morty's gym. Noctowl's whole laser thing was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I think that was the only real good thing that it had going for it. Honestly. So, is that Heracross? Heracross is going to be amazing. I think Heracross is going to be a very solid amazing. Because this might be just my bias, but I'm immediately thinking about his battle against, what was his name? Shingo? With the Scizor? I want to say his name was Shingo, but I'm also thinking of Arc 5. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to put you in A tier because I remember that battle. Mainly for the meme of finish it off with False Swipe. And that's not how False Swipe works. So I think that's all from Johto. Yeah, that looks like it all. Yeah, because he kept a lot of his Kanto mons around in Johto. So let's pick up the pace with Hoenn. Let's start with Aipom. I'm going to put Aipom in meh. I mean, I like the story of Aipom liking contests, so he trades it to Dawn. But Aipom's treatment was just horrendous, honestly. It just didn't do much on Ash's team. It had one good battle against Gardenia, but that's it. And then it got traded to Dawn, and it got thrown over to Kanto, which is exactly where Ash is at. Don't think about it. So we have more Hoenn. Swellow? Dude, Swellow, nope. Swellow's getting too frisky there. Swellow, you're going to go in amazing just because of Thunder Armor. I know a lot of people criticize it, but I just love it for how ridiculous it is. Corphish. Corphish is good. I think if Corphish would have evolved, or at least had some sort of development other than being the quirky Jokemon, then it would be better. Glalie just had the unfortunate luck of being caught late into the series. If it wasn't for that, and it would have been able to develop more, then it would have been more worthwhile. Torkoal, oh. Actually, I don't know if this is controversial. It probably is, because people probably love each one of Ash's mons separately. I think Torkoal is going to be the first one that's in the terrible tier. Because I cannot think of one moment looking back on Torkoal that I really liked. Because the only battle I'm thinking of where Torkoal was a part of was Brandon's Registeel. And he lost. And every time that he came out, he was just crying. It's just unfortunate because up to that point, the fire types that Ash caught all could evolve and get development in that sense. But Torkoal just couldn't evolve because Torkoal can't evolve. It's just unfortunate. I think Sceptile is going to go in amazing as well because Sceptile is amazing. It's his only Hoenn starter, which is definitely unique for that time. And the fact that he just woke himself up out of sleep when battling in the Sinnoh League, that was just really cool. Although next we go on to Sinnoh. I'm not even going to argue this. Infernape is going in best. Who else do we have for Sinnoh? Torterra? I'm tempted to put Torterra in terrible as well. But I think the fact that it started off good as a Turtwig and then just got progressively worse is deserving of putting him in good tier. I'm probably not even going to sort this around. Like, I don't think Torkoal, nope. I don't think that Corphish is better than Torterra. I'm just not going to bother sorting the tiers. But Sinnoh, we have, there's a lot of random monsters. Staraptor. Honestly, even though I love Staraptor, I think that Sceptile is below it. I might change my mind, but I do think that Swellow is the better regional bird that Ash has. It's just really cool, and the Thunder Armor ridiculousness is amazing. Weasel, I'm going to put you right next to Corphish for the same reason. If it would have evolved, it would have been more interesting, in my opinion. Gliscor is actually handled pretty well. It evolved decently early into its series run, and it went to train, but it actually came back. So I think he's going to go at the top of good tier above Noctowl. Because Gliscor just was really cool, got pretty cool development. And Gibble, same as Glalie, just was caught super late into the series, couldn't develop enough, unfortunate. So now we move on to Unova. And well, there are a lot of Mons in Unova, so I think the only fair way to do this is to put the Mons in the meh tier that the writers don't even acknowledge. So, Boldore, Unpheasant, Leavanny, my gosh, Palpitoad. Yeah, that's all the ones that they just don't care about. Because Boldore had one good battle against Clay. Same with Unpheasant against Skyla. What did Palpitoad do? Please tell me what Palpitoad did. It won against Burgundy. Lovely. Snivy? Snivy was good. I think if Snivy would have evolved, it would have been better. Although I'm noticing that I'm saying that for a lot of his mons, because evolution isn't necessarily the way for a mon to get good. Like, you can see Bulbasaur and Squirtle are an amazing tier and they never evolved. But just if the personality just doesn't mesh with you, evolution is the way to fix it. But for a lot of these mons that had so much potential, they just didn't evolve. Oshawott, actually, I'm gonna put Oshawott in amazing. Because Oshawott was pretty funny. I know a lot of people don't like Oshawott, but Oshawott was pretty funny a lot of the time. And especially, who is it? Lisa Ortiz that did the voice in the dub did a very good job. Crook is gonna go in easy best. I love the development of it meeting Ash as a Sandile, keep on coming back, and evolving to Crocodile, getting blasted off, come back, he gets caught by Ash, and all the fun times. Although in saying what I said earlier about Mon needing to evolve to stay relevant, Pignut's going in meh. It's a rehash of the last two fire starters that Ash had. It has the abandonment issues of Charizard and Infernape, and it evolves against its said rival in a battle like Ash's Chimchar did. It was just done very poorly because it's a character that was never elaborated on before. I can't even remember what the name is. I think it's Seamus in the dub? I can't remember. But that's just unfortunate. Scraggy is good. He definitely had potential to do something in the series more, but for what he did, it was really good. Is that all from Unova? Oh yeah, I guess it is. Okay, well, let's move on to Kalos. I'd be remiss not to put Greninja in amazing tier. I'm just getting that out of the way. Talonflame is good. I think Talonflame might go at the top because I think he's a better regional bird than Noctowl was. Who else do we got here? Goodra! I have mixed feelings on Goodra because it didn't really get a win, if I'm not mistaken. Goodra's record was just so many... Well, actually, no, it did get a win. It beat Clement. But it just... The fact that it was abandoned doesn't really help, even though it did come back, but it had issues. It had problems. And Halucha I'm putting in good, although I'm noticing... Oh my gosh, Noivern? I'm putting Noivern in the same tier as Goodra because they're both dragons. But yeah, I'm noticing, especially with Kalos, that everything else is either good or meh. Now, granted, that's only my putting in the list, but the fact that they focus so much on Greninja means that Ash's other mons just didn't get as much development, which is kind of unfortunate, but, you know, they did what they did, and that's what they did. Naganadel and Alola, I actually forgot this was an Ashmon. I'm putting it in the meh tier. So who else do we have? Oh my gosh, Lycanroc? Dude. I think this was actually done very well with the whole evolving into a special Lycanroc form. I think it was done better than Ash Greninja, because it actually resulted in him winning the league. Incineroar, I'm putting Incineroar in good, mainly because I love the story from Litten to Torracat. But if Incineroar would have had time to battle, then it would have made much more of a difference. Melmetal, another mon that I typically don't think of as an Ashmon, so I'm putting it in the meh tier. Rowlet, you know what? bias aside, Rowlet was a pretty fun mon, so I'm putting it in the amazing tier. And that leads us to Journeys. And I don't know if you can actually see... Okay, yeah, you can see the Journeys screen. I don't know why it has Riolu and Lucario, as well as Farfetch'd and Sirfetch'd. I'm only going to rank the final form just because it's easier on me. To give context, the most recent appearance I've seen of Ash and most of these mons is his battle against Raihan. So, it's definitely going to date this video, but it's the most recent thing I have to look back on. Dragonite, let's start with Dragonite because it's his first capture. I think the way they're handling Dragonite is kind of meh, although you could argue that all of these mons are kind of meh in their own right because they're essentially not getting as much attention as Lucario and Pikachu. Putting Dragonite in good. I'm not going to spoil much as far as the battles go, but I like how for the most part of the series, Dragonite was just getting win after win, but then it eventually got a loss. And it was just really shocking because Dragonite is just a mon that's kind of busted. And Gengar, actually like the Gengar storyline of Gengar getting abandoned, kind of like Charmander, but it's not a fire type. And it did get a Gigantamax. I'm putting it in the amazing tier. I think that what sets that apart from Dragonite is that Dragonite has nothing to fall back on as far as gimmicks go, but Gengar has a Gigantamax, Lucario has a Mega Evolution, Pikachu has a Z move, although Pikachu's already been accounted for. So, you know what, let's go with Dracovish next. Dracovish is good, it's just unfortunate that there's so many times that Ash could use Dragonite or Dracovish in a battle and he just doesn't. And I think the same can be said for Sirfetch'd. Now I'm hoping that they fix the screen time of Ash's mons, because that's the biggest issue that I have with Journeys at the moment. That a lot of his mons just get sidelined, but it's unfortunate. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll save my full thoughts for when Journeys concludes and I make a video on it. As far as Lucario, let's finish with Lucario because why not? Bias aside, I think they're actually handling the Lucario story pretty good. As far as getting trained by a certain somebody and just mega evolving, which is really cool. Do I want to put anybody else in the best tier? No, I think that's fair. 3 of Ash's aces, arguably aces, I think that's a fair assessment. And I'm not even going to bother judging Riolu or Farfetch'd because they're just probably going to be in the same tier as their evolved forms. But that is going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't. If you have any other tier lists for me to do, leave them down in the comment section, and I'll get to them if there's enough for me to discuss. I'll see you next time. Momentai.